He pulled out the hidden sniper rifle, mounted it on a stool, aimed at the bottle between the boy's legs. The grandfather picked up the shell casing, hid the gun and went downstairs to watch chess, as if he'd never left. The boy was rushed to the hospital. His life was saved, but the rest of his life was essentially over. They believed it was a bottle explosion accident. The grandfather remained undetected, but he wouldn't stop there, because 3 men had insulted his granddaughter. The other 2 would not be spared. His marksmanship could have killed all 3 instantly, but he didn't want these criminals to die too quickly. Another Wednesday came. They returned to drink and have their fun. The grandfather repeated his previous method of concealment. Soon enough, one criminal left and got into his car. The grandfather aimed at the gas tank and pulled the trigger. He collected the shell casing and hid the gun, then went downstairs to watch the commotion. These 3 were notorious thugs. Onlookers wore expressions of schadenfreude. 2 were dealt with. Only 1 remained, and he was the most challenging. Being the police chief's son, 2 consecutive accidents made the chief suspicious. He knew the grandfather was behind this. He came in person to find evidence, yet he found nothing. The chief returned home, warning his son that he might be the next target, telling him not to go out. The son quickly pulled the curtains, terrified of being shot. The more he tried to hide, the more frightened he became. Even a cat's meow could startle him. The chief searched the grandfather's house thoroughly, finding absolutely no evidence. Just as they were about to leave, the girl's aunt returned to retrieve her house key. The grandfather seemed nervous. The chief noticed something. He went to the aunt's house, looking through the window, realizing it was a perfect spot for an attack. They began searching, hoping to find the weapon, to prove the grandfather's guilt. As cabinet after cabinet was opened, the grandfather grew tense, until the last cabinet was opened. He thought he was finished, but it contained only a roll of plastic. The grandfather was confused. The gun was hidden there, how had it become plastic? The police captain neighbor, suspicious after 2 incidents, had recently visited the girl's house, finding no clues. Just before leaving, he saw the aunt's key. Instead of exposing the old man, he had switched the gun. The chief, finding no evidence, was furious. He warned the grandfather, "Touch my son, and you and your granddaughter will die." The grandfather wasn't afraid, calmly saying, "Your son might already be gone. You should go check." He meant to scare the chief, but the chief took it seriously, rushing home in a panic. The door was locked. No matter how he knocked, no response came. The chief drew his gun to shoot the lock, but then heard a bullet being chambered. Suddenly, a shot from inside. The son, driven mad by fear, believing the grandfather was coming for revenge, shot and killed his own father. The 3 criminals were punished, and the girl's inner window finally opened again.